Hey, this is Scogre with MyCustomController, and today I want to teach you how to make awesome looking text on your controller and make it look professional right off the bat. Normally this is a very hard thing to do because there's a couple different methods to do it, but I'm going to give you the shortcut that we use here and that you should use at home, because this is, I would say, the best way to make it look professional and have it turn out perfect every time. So first off, you're going to want to get some blue masking tape. This is Scotch masking tape made by 3M. It's painter's tape. We've shown this in many videos before, but this is the stuff I like to use right here. You can find it at Home Depot or any hardware store that has paint. Very easy to find. It's got a good edge to it, and it's solvent proof, and it doesn't rip paint either. That's the other key. They also make a delicate one. If you're having a problem when you apply this down, they make a delicate one which is a little bit more smooth. That really helps add things. If you're going to make text, you could make it out of tape. You could print out like a font characteristic base. You could lay this down like we show on how to create graphics in another video that I showed you. But you can just trace out the letters and then cut them out with a hobby knife. Hobby knife is going to be the other important thing that you have with this. What you're going to be doing is working with really tiny characters, and so it's important to have this. So those are the basic tools that you need, and yes, you can make your own. But if you want to do it fast, simple, and make it look really cool, like something like this where it's totally professional, we recommend that you use our vinyl paint masks here. And the reason we make these paint masks, this is Modern Warfare 2 font, this one's font 3, this one's font 2. We've got lots of different fonts that you can choose from. And what you get when you buy one of these is the alphabet twice in caps, twice in lowercase, and then 2 sets of the 0 through 9 numbers. So you get all those on all of our paint mask fonts. And the reason vinyl paint mask is so important is because it's solvent proof. The tape works really well, but a lot of times the paint, the lacquer, or whatever we happen to be using at the time tends to not like blue painter's tape. This is mostly made for latex, stuff that you would use to paint your house walls with. It's not really made for the type of paint we use on controllers that will stick well to plastic. So the vinyl paint mask that I'm going to show you right now is actually made to repel and make sure that the solvents don't interact improperly with the controller or leak or bleed or anything like that. It's built to withstand that. So that's one of the great things. The second reason I would highly recommend using one of our paint masks is because everything's perfectly laid out. All the letters are there. You'll save yourself hours in trying to cut each piece out. And just like the graphics that we have, different things that you can put on before you paint a controller, or like this one right here, this was a vinyl paint mask before. You know, things come out very clean. You can see the lines are very sharp on there. There's no bleeding. So that's just, you know, food for thought, what I want to make you aware of. And a lot of times, you know, you guys are asking, how exactly do I put my name on a controller? So I'm going to take this piece of tape and I'm going to rip it in half. And now I've got 2 strips. I'm going to put 1 strip off to the side. What I'm going to use this piece of tape for is to make myself a line. I want to make sure that I keep straight my text, and that's probably the most difficult part on when you're making a controller and that has the words looking properly. So there's 2 aspects to it, your vertical plane and your horizontal plane. So you want to make sure that you space the font out properly, and you also want to make sure that all of the bottom of the font are in a row. You know, you can do it however you want, but I like to make sure that everything looks symmetrical. So I'll take this and I'll make myself a good line on the controller. I don't like how that one's turned. And painter's tape is great because you can, you know, pull it up and put it down. So there we go. So now I have myself a line. Now this is not a painting line, all right? But this is going to give me my line for with which I'm going to put my text along this base here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see, a nice big font that'll be easy to see. How about font 3? I like font 3 a lot. I'm going to bust out font 3, and we're going to put Scogre in caps on this one. So I'm going to use my knife, and very gently I'm just going to try and edge that out and get that piece off. So I've just pulled an S off of it. I'm going to lean over here, and I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to try and line up on that tape the S. So there we go. I've got an S down on the controller. Now I'm going to find the C. Careful not to cut the font when you're pulling it up, but it should all be pre-cut, so it should be nice and easy to pull up once you get underneath it. Place the C down. Now, I didn't press down on this C. It's very movable right now because the vinyl paint mask is meant to be flexible. So I'm going to line it up to where I think the bottom needs to be. Then I'm going to slowly just roll my finger up until I've got this, the C in the right place. I'm going to go find an O. Pull that one off. Try and keep the spacing in between the letters the same. That's, like I said, going to be one of the harder parts of this. Whoop. That letter has a mind of its own. Make sure you use the sticky side down. You want to make sure the sticky side is, definitely touching the plastic on the control or the paint. I didn't base coat this one because I wanted you guys to see exactly what it looks like. There we go. So we got the SCO. Yeah, let's pull up a G. Line this up. Trying to keep the exact spacing the same. I'll grab an R. And like I said, this saves so much time just having the letters pre-done for you, and honestly it will look so much better than if you try to do this on your own. You want to get the bottom piece in place. I'm going to ditch that knife for a second, just line it up. And when you're going around a curve, font can be a little tricky, but just stay true to your line. Stay true to this line. That's why we put that down there. And last but not least, we have the E. I'm going to go ahead and find the right spacing. Try and move that into place. I picked the hardest letter at the end to go around that three-dimensional part of the controller. E is hard to do. But you see when I got that done, so I have scogre. I can remove this. The text looks fantastic because it's all in a line. I did my kerning, the distance between the fonts. Well, you have to eyeball that. But then you can, put other things on there. You can use different fonts and do different things. I'm kind of a simplistic guy. I like to use one, maybe two fonts at the most on a controller at one time. But, that's why it's called MyCustomController. You got to do whatever you want. So outside of that, paint mask, vinyl paint mask works with any type of paint. So that's a good question that we get a lot here. And once again, it's just so much easier once you get this paint mask and you still have letters, done. You can use this for multiple controllers, multiple people. I have an entire two rows of lowercase here. I didn't even touch the uppercase on the top. And it's just a easy way to do it. So thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, let us know. I'm Scogre. This is MyCustomController, and I'm out.